goodbye to the grocery store. Hello to HelloFresh. Healthy ingredients, easy to follow recipes, shipped to your door. Limited time, $30 off your first box, free shipping. HelloFresh.com/Colin. Sam Darnold Pro Day. It is now pouring in Los Angeles. The suspected rainfall, it is coming down in droves. So now we'll see what Sam Darnold can do. They were preparing for this. Your Pro Day, this is not in a dome. This is not inside. It is pouring at USC. So we'll have an update before the top of the hour. Here we go. I'm your stockbroker. Buy, sell, or hold.
Time to
buy, sell, or hold. I'd buy that for $1.
Colin will decide if he'll buy
it,
sell,
I want you to sell,
or hold.
Please hold.
Buy, sell, or hold. Tom Brady will not play in another Super Bowl.
Andrew Luck returns with an improved Colts team. Derek Carr and John Gruden. Offense will hum. I also believe Deshaun Watson with that Houston team will be a real threat. And I think they can lose now to Buffalo if Buffalo can get the quarterback right. We'll see what the Bills do in the next week in terms of trading up for the draft. Listen, I said it last year. I didn't think it was a Super Bowl roster, and they lost Nate Solder. They've added some nice pieces. Adrian Claiborne is a good pass rusher at times, but not dominant. John, I have no problem acknowledging this.
buy.
Tom Brady, 19th year, will not play in another Super Bowl and will retire. I'll put it out there at the end of the season.
I'm just in shock right now. Buy, sell, or hold. The Broncos will regret not making an offer to Kirk Cousins.
Okay, since Peyton Manning retired, the Broncos have had the 5th worst passer rating of any team. And they're on the verge as a great franchise of missing the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. I got nothing against Case Keenum, but he can't carry average talent. Outside of their center, it's a weak offensive line. They're not great at running back. Emmanuel Sanders has talent but is not dependable. Demaryius Thomas drops the ball too much. This is an average offense in terms of personnel. That's why you needed to go after Kirk Cousins, who's a bigger, stronger athlete. I like Denver. I like their ownership. I like John Elway. I like their defensive personnel. But this is a really average O-line. Very few game changers. They needed to go big or not go at all. John?
Buy.
The Broncos will regret not signing the superior quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
Buy, sell, or hold. The Giants will draft a quarterback with their first pick.
They should. They ranked 31st in points last year. They've ranked the bottom 3 in passer ratings each of the last 2 years. And they've had 9 different starting offensive linemen last year. This is an offense in disarray. And can you solve it in one draft? Eli Manning's 37. I don't think you can. Now, they got better at left tackle, and maybe Saquon Barkley becomes a real Reggie Bush-like home run threat, but they also lost their starting center, who I like a lot. And Odell Beckham, how dependable is he? We know he's needy. We know he's dynamic. How long is he going to be there? I think they've got to draft a quarterback and sit him behind Eli Manning for a year, maybe 2. But what I think will actually happen,
Sell.
they don't want the blowback from the fans in New York and the media in New York. They're not going to draft a quarterback, and I think it is a profound mistake by the New York Football Giants.
Buy, sell, or hold. The Jets will not draft a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick.
Okay, so they gave up 3 second-round picks to move up. If the Jets don't draft a quarterback and gave up 3 really quality picks for a running back in a running back-rich draft, they deserve absolute heat. They have worked out privately Josh Rosen in recent days. Many speculate they like Baker Mayfield. They have Teddy Bridgewater, Josh McCown. It's a windy stadium. You need a big, strong kid. And they finished 29th or worse in passer rating for the last 6 years. John?
Sell.
The Jets are going to draft a quarterback. And if they don't, giving up those picks, they should be crushed by everybody.
Last one, buy, sell, or hold. LeBron will lose 2 games in the first round of the playoffs.
Does anybody realize that last year at this time, they had won 62% of their games, and this year they've won 59% of their games, and that's rebooting the entire roster. Okay, Cleveland now has the best player in not only the East but the world, LeBron James. And they have a perennial all-star, Kevin Love, who always flourishes when he's a number 1 or number 2 option. They also have an improved bench and a bunch of veterans like Jeff Green, George Hill. Let me just say this, John. Ain't going to happen.
Sell, sell, sell.
LeBron may lose a game to the Sixers in the first round, but the sky is falling. Fatalistic Cavs season worshipers are just wrong. By the way, I thought earlier today, Chris Broussard came on the show. I thought he undersold a bit of information. I want to play this moment again from Chris Broussard earlier today.
There is some sentiment
Whoa.
within the Celtics organization.
Oh, let me hear this.
No, this isn't just that let's see what happens with the second opinion, but that possibly, not this is far from definite, I don't want to sound the alarm, but possibly this could put his season in jeopardy. Just the fact that he's having a second opinion is reason to be concerned.
Let me ask you something. Why would you get a second opinion on anything? I'm sorry, but in March, his last 3 games, he is not the same player. Like, he's a great, prolific 25-a-game guy. He averaged 45% less than that in his last 3 games. Like, something's not right?
I would put money that Kyrie's back this season.
No, I'm talking. He'll be back in the playoffs.
Well, that's not what that clip just said.
You think he'll be back for sure?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think we should be worried.
I'd be worried.
Why?
Kyrie, because I don't play with LeBron.
Don't you always want a second opinion? You're not just going to.
But he's already been out for a little while, and the fact that now they're asking for it's suspect. There's something weird about it.
Like, if you were great, and then for like 3 or 4 games, like a week, you weren't great, and then all of a sudden the report is, we want to get a second opinion. Is that because the first opinion's like not what you want to hear?
You just want to make sure you're doing the right thing.
It could indicate that the rest hasn't helped the way they thought it would.
That is...
Could. I mean, he's also their star player, so they want to make sure that they're very careful. They already have Gordon Hayward dealing with an injury, so they want to be very careful with this one.
All right. Hey, I'm not trying to reach here. I'm just saying, do you get a second opinion when you go to the doctor?
Yes.
Oh, you do always?
Yes.
Jeez, I don't.
You want to know why?
Why?
Quick story. I went to the dentist here for the first time when I moved to LA. He told me I had 5 cavities. I had never had a cavity in my life, so I thought that was weird. Got a second opinion. I had 0 cavities.
Who told you that?
Another dentist. So the first dentist
was a scam artist.
Was a scam artist. So yes, I get second opinion.
What was his name?
Actually, I want to remember so I can call him out because I wrote him a letter. I was like, "You're scamming me."
He said you had 5 cavities,
and I'd never had one in my life. So I went to
smile right now.
I have good teeth.
I don't see any cavities.
I don't want everyone looking at my teeth, but they're good teeth.
Oh my! Look at this story. We got a big story here.
What is it?
Oh, look at that.
Do you want to share with the class?
Okay, NFL. Okay, this is big. NFL story, a breaking story coming up next. If you think a train will stop if it sees your car on the tracks, you're right. It will a mile after it hits you. Don't try to beat it. Slow down. Trains can't. Brought to you by the NHTSA. I have no idea what that stands for. It's the
What's the last thing you remember? After you left, we joined Division 3.